Critique people effectively. If you critique mostly to give the other person a piece of your mind, then you'll get nothing from the critic other than the satisfaction of venting yourself and the other person. No one enjoys being criticized, whether at work or in a relationship. Sharing and receiving feedback is part of improvement. If you have ideas on how someone can improve, don't hold your ideas back. Rather, share your criticism constructively. Of course, you must be sensitive to others' feelings and offer your feedback only when you feel the other person is ready to take it. Otherwise, you'll impose your views on others, especially if you repeatedly tell others what to do without actually being asked for your opinion. However, if you're interested in constructive action and corrective action and result you accomplish much with your critique, if you're acted in the right way, here are a few rules that you might want to follow to learn the real-world application of constructive criticism while dealing with people. The most successful criticism rules. The first one, criticize in private. I'm sure you must have heard this line, praise in public, but criticize in private. This statement is true because no one likes to be reprimanded in public. It's all about the feeling, because when you criticize someone, all they'll remember is how you made them feel. And if you're not considering to acknowledge their privacy in learning about their mistakes, they're going to feel humiliated, and then whenever constructive criticism you provide will be of no use. Public humiliation is not at all a good strategy because it fosters resentment, human morale, and destroys motivation. Instead, when you provide constructive criticism to someone in private, they are more likely to follow through your suggestions and definitely perform better. This is a very important leadership skill, which can be very well leveraged in the corporate setting for better performances and feedback delivery. Use the sandwich method to provide feedback. The feedback sandwich method is a popular method of giving constructive criticism. It's often used in those masters and in the corporate environment mostly by the HR and the managers. It's basically something like positive feedback, then constructive criticism, and then sandwich another positive feedback. So it is constructive criticism, a sandwich between two positive feedbacks. So it's something like you sandwich your criticism between two positive feedbacks. The way it works is this. Your feedback process is broken down into 3 segments. You start off by focusing on this person, what you like about the person in the situation in question. Then you provide the criticism, things you didn't like, the area of improvement. And lastly, you round off the feedback between the positive comments you gave at the beginning and the positive results that can be expected if the criticism is acted upon. So let's understand it with an example. Consider a situation where you're providing feedback about someone's work in creating your website. So the first part is you're going to tell something positive which you liked. Then you tell them the website is overall good to look at, you can tell about the feature you liked in it, etc. Now comes the most important part. That's the part where you provide constructive criticism to better improve your website. It always starts with however or but. So you say something like, I like this. However, I thought there are 2 things that can be better. First, the sidebar is very small, which actually hinders the viewers from viewing it properly. Perhaps if the sidebar content can be broadened to make it more visible and appealing. Second, the font size is too small for me. I found it hard to read. So here, you've given your feedback in a constructive way without making the other person feel very humiliated. Now's the time to sandwich method. So you can say, overall, I really like what you've done with the designing of the website, the layout, etc. And I'm sure it would really create a fantastic usage experience for any visitor if you worked on the 2 improvements I've mentioned earlier. The feedback sandwich is a good framework for providing constructive criticism, because by starting off with the positive feedback, you let the receiver know that you're on his or her side, and you're not there to attack him or her. There is a high chance they'll take it positively and proactively. Criticize the act, never the person. Constructive criticism focuses on the situation, not the person. First, detach the situation from the person. This distinction is crucial. Take the person out of the equation and focus only on the situation or the issue at hand.